How about the Oklahoma Sooners, my man?
So, yeah, everybody knows at this point. I've been a big backer of this team before the season, and in the first couple of weeks, I've been gassing them up, and, I've been catching shit for it. So, takeaways from this game, Brent Venables, him. Absolutely him. He's turned around the defense. They look fantastic. Dillon Gabriel, everybody laughed at me for saying he was a Heisman candidate. Look up in the race and see who's in there now, because he was incredible. And then the most important part that nobody wanted to talk about before the season, who's the coach that got out-coached in this game?
I mean, it wasn't even close.
Coach circles around him.
Not only did the Vikings have to beat the Chiefs last night, they got to beat the refs. I don't get it. But I probably won't be fading the Chiefs anymore this season. The NFL's got an agenda, and that's get T Swift to the Super Bowl.
You don't table for it.
Man, I fucking love Georgia. I think this line is crazy. This spread is telling, in my opinion, and it tells me Georgia is going to kick the shit out of them.
Damn, brand new bag for pro, but I didn't pay for it. I don't like spending that cash because I'm trying to.
What's going on, chat? Happy BTL Monday, episode 340 piece. As always, hold the fry, joined by your host, Krabs, with Javon on the way en route, folks. Don't you worry. The milk delivery man is on the way. He will be here soon. W's chat, as always, presented by Pickett Sports. If you guys aren't using Pickett to track your bets, to join the best sports betting community out there with the cleanest UI UX on the App Store and Google Play, go check it out for yourself. I promise you'll start using it. It is clean as a whistle, folks. Go check out Pickett. It's free to use, free to download, not a sports book. It helps you track your bets, track your winners. Go give it a look yourselves, guys. Go check it out. I promise. Use promo code Javon. Once you start using it, you're going to be hooked, okay? It's the best bet tracking app out there by far. We're using it every day. Go check it out. Chat, we've got plenty to go over today. We're going to do a W recap here soon in a minute and go over some of the caked Five Guys and Hail Mary lays from the weekend. And then we're going to go over a little bit of college and NFL from this weekend, but not too much because we got plenty of games to talk about today. 2 elite baseball games tonight. We got to find winners in. And then, of course, Monday Night Football as well, chat. Hope you guys had a pretty damn good weekend. I sure as hell did. Hit some bets. Had a pretty good weekend betting football. Another W Survivor pick. Sure, Ron. W reminder. I appreciate that. It was always the Seahawks this week at Survivor. I hope you guys are taking my Survivor picks. I told you, I'm not messing around with this shit. Lock in because we've got some really good teams in our back pocket left if you've been taking my Survivor picks, okay? Chat, we did a pretty good job this weekend. We did pretty well ourselves as Ace4OG comes in hot with the sub-bank W's. Let's cut this shit and just dive right in and go over the recap. So when Javon gets here, we can just hit the ground running and find plays for today. We got Len Bong giving out 2 sub-banks to the community. That's how many squad rides turned green this weekend. And then we had a push on Friday, folks. No L's in sight. Love to see it. We move. You guys know the squad rides are our bread and butter. We take a push on Friday, and we'll definitely take a college football and NFL sweep on Saturday and Sunday. I mean, Kansas State and the Ravens, I think, won and covered by about 100 points. Does not get more free than that. Love to say that after the fact. Don't get to do that very often, chat. So W plays this weekend. We got Ron coming in hot, giving Dig Dat a sub-bang. Love to see it. Ron, you're in here every day grinding. You and Len Bong just absolutely blessing the community. Chat, can we get some W's for Ron and W's for Len Bong? My freaking dogs in chat, always in here on time, right at the beginning of the show, giving out sub-bangs to the people. Love to see it. Chat, we can go ahead and do the caked Five Guys recap here. Not our best work. Not our best work. Drew Aller, I don't think threw a pick. Dillon Gabriel, I don't think hit his fantasy score. Jordan Love, I know, didn't hit his pass yards. Jalen Hurts did come through last night late. We're going to talk about him a little bit today. And then Brock Purdy, we'll see what he does tonight. Definitely still like that square, but we've got to be better with the Five Guys entries, folks. It's as simple as that. We have to be better. Let's pivot to the Hail Mary lay, which was also cake as well from college football. Yep, Navy didn't cover, and West Virginia didn't win, and UConn didn't win either. Bad week of college football on BTL for the Hail Mary lay. I mean, my goodness. And the freaking Five Guys entry. We got to be so much better. We have to be better. This was not it. Navy did not score 0. People forget C-Dub. C-Dub must have turned the game off there at the end. Actually, Navy had a chance to push this for the people, and they went for 2 for no reason. At the end of the game, didn't get it. Look, I was lucky because I snagged 11.5 before kick, so I cashed, but I'm not going to sit up here and celebrate. I actually feel terrible about it because Navy shafted 99% of Navy bettors. I'd assume I was probably the only one out there with 11.5 ticket. I grabbed it right before kick. Man, that stinks. You watch that whole game. They're covering the whole game. They throw a pick six there at the end. And the next thing you know, Navy goes down there and has a legacy drive with Latavia or whatever their QB's name is, who finally goes in there and has a good drive for once. And then they go for 2 for no reason. Oh, that one stung. That stung. That's brutal, guys. We're going to find you a winner for today to make up for that Navy cake. All right, I promise you that. We're going to work our asses off to find you guys a play for today. W's. Let's keep moving and grooving. We'll go right into the college football recaps here, folks. Javon, maybe this is why he's joining late today. All jokes aside, 3-2 for me. Javon's been carrying all year, though. Not his best Saturday, but that's okay. We moved. Chat, the Kansas State squad ride was the easiest bet of all time. Of all time. And yeah, they took way too long to swap QBs. So the guy they put in at the end is their starter, typically. But I didn't even think he was going to play because he was hurt. So I think they were saving him for the end because they didn't know how much he was going to be able to give them. If he was in there the whole game, they would have covered easily. Hate to see it. The freshman stunk the entire, first 3 quarters. And then they finally put the starter in. So, and yeah, McCaffrey is in tonight. We will talk plenty about Monday Night Football, folks. Don't you worry. Some points to talk about from the college football weekend. I'd say Oklahoma almost losing was pretty crazy. Honestly, probably should have went to OT. I don't know what the heck UCF was doing there going for 2 with that play call, but they gave Oklahoma a run for their money. My goodness. But Oklahoma, Boomer Sooner, they snuck one out there and pulled out a big-time win to stay perfect. Okay, got to tip your cap there. Already talked about Navy, mucking everybody's slips. That sucked. How about Washington barely beating Arizona State? That game was sketch. Maybe Penix is a little banged up from 2 weeks ago. I don't know, but that game was way closer than it had to be. I mean, UNC beat UVA. UVA beat UNC this weekend, guys. I feel like nobody's talking about that. That's got to be one of the craziest upsets we've seen all season. UVA beating UNC, the ACC. What the heck is going on, guys? I thought UNC and Drake May were legit this year. I guess not. UVA knocks them off. That was a crazy L. And then, guys, USC is finally fraudulent. I hope you guys can see that with the L here. And, yeah, this is Caleb Williams. Anytime he plays in an important game, he turns right into Dak Prescott. Yep. Caleb Williams, I don't know if he has that clutch gene yet. Maybe he's still waiting to develop it. I don't know. The kid's going to be a star in the NFL. Don't get me wrong. But he has to step up a little bit in these big games. And like we've been saying all year on BTL, USC is not the team from the Pac-12. It's got to be either Washington or Oregon. I hope this past weekend made that very clear. Okay, I'm sure Caleb Williams is going to be a stud in the NFL. All right, but right now, he can't lead that USC team to get any big wins. Okay, guys? So USC, clearly fraudulent at this point. If you guys were disagreeing with us the past couple of weeks, I'm assuming you guys are on board. Okay, I'm assuming you're with us now. Let's move to NFL real quick. Let's do a little WNFL recap. I mean, I kind of freaking dominated this weekend, folks. I wish I bet every lean, every angle I had. I didn't. I only put out 4 plays for Sunday, went 3-1. But we take this, boys. I hope you guys are locking in. I hope you guys are taking these angles and these plays. And like I've talked about a ton, you guys can go back and rewatch BTL on Thursday and Friday on YouTube or Twitch if you want to go back and see, what our NFL and college football weekend recaps are looking like. You guys can always go back and freaking rewatch these segments, okay, and lock in your winners because, I mean, that's a lot of green beans there on the left, folks. That's a lot of green beans on the left. And I think Javon has a winner there on the right as well with San Fran tonight. And we're going to talk about that plenty. Let's talk some more NFL, not just these plays that are up here on the screen. And yes, guys, the Ravens were probably the easiest bet ever this weekend. I hope you guys took that one. I made that pretty clear this weekend. W. Goods. Your Ravens look good, Goods. Get back up.
They do. Yes, they do.
Your Ravens look sharp.
So sharp.
Dudes, that new offense, man, like we talked about. I mean, you're bringing Georgia's OC after winning 2 natties. Maybe he knows something. Maybe he knows something too. Yeah.
He might know something about offense.
Straight up. Yeah. I mean, I'll tell you what, dudes, letting Lamar Jackson actually run, a normal offense where you guys treat him like a QB who can run normal plays and not like he has his hands tied behind his back, it's changed everything. And your guys' offense is dynamic. Lamar is carrying right now.
Also, it's not just on the OC to make that happen. Lamar has to play pass first football.
Yeah.
And he did that. He's doing that.
Which is and if he can do that.
Yeah.
that puts you guys in a great spot. Now we'll see what happens when you get into the playoffs, because we know what happens with Lamar when he gets into the playoffs, Goots. I'm not saying I'll be fading. I'm not saying I don't believe.
We're talking about playoffs right now.
We're
Playoffs?
already talking about playoffs. Yes, Goots, because the Ravens are going to be in there.
They will be, yeah.
And I would love to see them, turn the page, flip the script a little bit, and come through in the postseason with Lamar. We haven't really seen it yet.
Yeah,
and this could be the year.
Yeah,
Their offense looks elite, Goots. You got to be stoked.
I'm stoked. I'm excited.
All right, get the heck out of here, Goots. I got to finish up these wrap-ups. Get out of here. Chat, let's talk about Jalen Hurts for a second here. Jalen Hurts is hurt, by the way, guys. I don't know if you could tell by watching that game last night. Also, he threw a knee brace on in the second half, so he was clearly hurt. But Jalen Hurts is a pick machine this season. Guys, I tweeted this out, and then, of course, immediately after, he kind of goes off and carries the Eagles to, win the game easily and throws another passing touchdown. So, W jinx there for me. And I'm not going to sit up here and tell you Jalen Hurts is bad. I hope you guys don't think that I think that. I would take Jalen Hurts on my team right now to be my starting QB. Are you kidding me? All I'm trying to say is that something's up with Jalen Hurts. And I would love some Eagles fans in chat maybe to back me up on this, because I've talked to some Eagles fans recently about it. It hasn't really been about the injuries, though. It's just been about his play and how he's not really, living up to the expectations. He's not looking like the guy from last season. He's got to be hurt, right? There's got to be a sneak injury. Yeah, something isn't right. You guys were talking about this in chat. Yeah, okay. Got to be a sneak injury. I mean, he put the knee brace on in the second half, so I can't really even say it's sneak anymore. But it's pretty clear that, when he's running the ball, he's not running full speed. And there's something hindering him when he drops back to pass. He has not looked like the same QB we saw dominate and tear up the NFL last season. And yes, I'll tip my cap to Jalen Hurts for growing up and probably powering through an injury here in the second half and bringing his team to victory with some really good throws there late. I'll give him credit, okay? But I think we can all agree that Jalen Hurts does not look like the guy we saw last season where he was one of the best, if not the best QB in football. He is not the same guy. He looks noticeably hurt at the end of this run. Yeah, he did. His knee was buckling. I don't know what's going on there. I hope he's okay. Even as a Commanders fan, never root for anybody to actually get hurt. But something's going on with Jalen Hurts, and I think it was before this game even started last night. I think he's been dealing with something that's really throwing him off, throwing and running. And until Jalen Hurts is healthy or until he gets back on track and starts playing like he did last season, I don't know if this Eagles team is going to be able to make a run to the Super Bowl. They need Jalen Hurts at a 9.5 out of 10/10 out of 10 play level. Okay, right now he's at like a 7.5, 8. Not saying he's playing bad. He got them a win last night. Don't get me wrong, okay? And guys, trust me, I'll bitch plenty about how terrible my Commanders are here in a second. Don't you worry, okay? I'll do plenty of roasting there myself. All I'm trying to say is something's up with Jalen Hurts. He does not look like the same guy from last year. And unless he turns it around and starts looking like that guy, the Eagles are not going to go to the Super Bowl again this season. That's all I'm saying, okay? And yeah, he's running off. He's definitely banged up or something. People or I guess this tweet says, doesn't seem injured to me. Does not seem healthy to me. Does not seem healthy to me. I don't know what it is. We're going to fry the Commanders. Yeah, you should fry the Commanders. Okay. Chat, what about the Bills? I'd say the Bills are in a little bit of trouble here. I mean, you can't be losing to the Pats, first of all. And, congrats to Coach Bill for getting his 300th win there. My goodness, there's something wrong with the Bills, too. This is the team I picked to win the Super Bowl before the season as well. Something's going on with this team. They don't have their same mojo as they did the last couple seasons. I don't know if it's the play calling. I don't know if it's all Josh Allen to blame. I don't know if it's their defense. It looks like they've taken a step back. But right now, it's looking like the Bills are frauds, okay? And there's still a lot of season left. But what I'm seeing right now, and yeah, they do have a lot of injuries. The Bills got to figure it out. They do not look sharp one bit. I would not be scared to play the Bills right now. The Patriots clearly weren't this weekend when they beat them outright. I mean, the plus 8.5 was a gift from the gambling gods on the Patriots plus 8.5. My goodness. And yeah, they need their guys back. They need Tre'Davious White. They need Matt Milano. The Bills were banged up, and it's shown. Okay, they do not look sharp one bit. Who else deserves their flowers or deserves to get roasted from this weekend? Justin Herbert deserves to get roasted. Guys, I'm just going to say it. Does Justin Herbert suck? Is Justin Herbert not that guy? Is he not the guy we thought he was the first couple seasons of his NFL career? He's getting worse. And I'm not saying, the team around him isn't helping. But if you watch Justin Herbert play every game this season, he does not look like Justin Herbert. He looks off. It's not even close. And yeah, he has one of the worst coaching staffs, backing him up. He's got Mike Williams out for the season. Eckler's been hurt all year. Their line is, pretty inconsistent, I guess you could say. Their defense isn't great. So he has no help. But is it at least clear that the man is not him? Like people were saying in chat, yes, he's regressed. Okay, you guys agree with me 100%. Not him. The most picks in one-score games since he came into the league. Yep, and he might have a broken finger, but either way, he is not playing like the Justin Herbert we thought he was. Maybe he is a fraud. I don't know, but we got to keep eyes on it. Okay, I don't think Herbert is an elite QB in this league anymore. I don't. Okay, guys, that's pretty much it from the NFL. There might be one more thing. Maybe it's me roasting the Manders. I got to take a sip of water before this one because it might get ugly. And yeah, Javon hit the nail on the head here. Can we start having the convo? Are the fans still in denial? Because he might not be that guy. And DeGen chiming in, he might not be that guy. Yeah, I'm with him. Okay, W's. Chat, yeah, their coaching is terrible. I know. Can we move and groove onto the steamed crabs? Because I got a lot to talk about. Oh. This one stung last night. This game, I mean, we had no chance the entire 4 quarters. We lost the game as soon as the initial kickoff started. It was over from the first snap, is what I'm trying to say. Okay. And the Manders look terrible. I'm not going to sit up here and, roast Ron Rivera for 20 minutes, but I will say, what the fuck was he doing during this game? What was he doing? Nothing. He didn't do zip, zilch, nada. He stood there with his arms crossed like he always does. And he didn't do shit. They didn't make any adjustments. Sam Howell had no time to throw in the pocket. Hey, maybe we should try running the ball a little bit more because passing isn't working. Oh, no, we're just going to keep dropping back. Guys, no adjustments were made. And I'm not even putting all this on Ron. I'm putting this just on the entire Manders organization. I don't think Bieniemy did his job on Sunday. I don't. No adjustments were made on the offense. I think our defense looked like cruds. I think the Giants' defense looked great. Got to tip your cap there. But we can't be making Tyrod Taylor look like Patrick Mahomes. And every QB we've played this season has had their best game of the year. We're making every QB look like they're elite every time we play them. That is an issue when your coach is Ron Rivera, a defensive-minded guy. That is an issue when your defensive coordinator is Jack Del Rio, a defensive-minded, previous head coach who played linebacker in this league. So did Ron Rivera. And you're telling me both of these guys can't figure out at all how to get our linebacking core not to be the worst in football? Yeah, he's a moose shit coach. He's a terrible coach. And he doesn't have any help. He doesn't. And Jack Del Rio might be worse. And maybe Bieniemy has a lot more learning to do. I don't know what's good with him yet, but 0 offensive adjustments were made during that entire game when their D-line was grubbing. Not one adjustment. Not one. Just doing the same shit over and over again that doesn't work and expecting different results. Guys, that's the definition of insanity. Doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again and expecting different results. That's literally the definition of being insane in the head. And that's what this guy is right here because he is clueless. He's absolutely clueless. And it's not just me, okay? You guys want to hear what our team captain, the leader, the heart and soul, the glue guy of our organization said after the game, Jonathan Allen? I can't even make comments about this. You guys just need to listen. This is atrocious.
What's the evaluation like after a loss like that?
They whooped our ass, plain and simple. Got to be better.
Anything they did that surprised you guys early on?
No, I want to say so. I think it's just a lack of focus on our part, a lack of attention to detail, not starting fast, and creating holes that are too big for us to overcome in the second half.
Does it get frustrating when that seems?
Yes, it does. I'm fucking tired of this shit. Fucking tired of this bullshit. It's been 7 fucking years of the same shit. Tired of this shit.
What can you do now going forward to get it turned around?
Get our minds right and get ready to play fucking Philadelphia.
What's the evaluation?
Well, I'll tell you what. That is a scary guy you don't want to piss off, and I would not want to fade the Manders next week after those comments from Jonathan Allen. So I'll go ahead and just get that on record. But this is our star defender. okay, who we just paid the bag. He's the leader of our team on both sides. He is our captain. And for him to say those comments right after the game, I mean, speaking from the heart, let the people know, Jonathan Allen. Enough of just covering up for your bonehead bozo coaching staff who has no clue what they're doing. And the only reason your head coach has a job is because Cam Newton literally carried him to a Super Bowl on his coattails while Ron Rivera stood there like this and did absolutely nothing. It's time to make a change. It's time to cash the Jen's freaking first head coach fired ticket. It's time to fire him. Guys, this is what Ron Rivera said in the postgame presser when they asked him about recent losses to the Bears and the Giants, two Mooshit teams who we cannot lose to. He said, we have 10 games left to go. You never know what's going to happen. Ron, do you know anything? Do you know anything that's going to happen? Do you know anything that's going on? You didn't even know that Sam Howell was decent until this season. Your job as a head coach is to know that shit. You didn't even know that we could have potentially made the playoffs last year if we didn't lose that game at the end of the season. And they asked you that in the media conference, and you stood there like a fucking idiot, not even knowing that we actually were not mathematically eliminated yet. And now this year, when they're asking you what's going on in these losses, what's going to change, you say, you never know what's going to happen. Ron, you never know anything. You don't know a single thing about coaching a football team in 2023. You are getting out-coached every freaking week. You just lost to the Bears and the Giants in your last couple games. And you didn't make a single adjustment. All you did was stand there like this and roll out the same stupid play calling, the same stupid schemes, and the same stupid team that continues to let people down and underwhelm and, not impress one bit. Get Ron Rivera out of here. I'm not even saying to hand the keys over to Bieniemy yet. All I'm saying is this is not our head coach. This is not a winner. This is not our guy. Ron Rivera, I am tired of him getting away with everything because he's a good guy and because he's been around the block and because the players have run through a wall for him. This guy's a terrible coach. He is a terrible coach, and he is costing us games. And until he is out of here, the Commanders organization will never change, and they will be just as bad as they were with Dan Snyder. Get this fool who doesn't know a thing about what's going on in front of him. He can't see shit. He is blind. Get him off our team. He's the worst coach in football. He's worse than Staley. You know why he's worse than Staley? Because at least Staley comes up with shit and tries his own offense and works on stuff and makes adjustments. Ron Rivera just stands there like he doesn't even know what's going on. Sleepy Ron. Get him out of here, man. I'm so done with it. I'm so done with it. He has ruined my NFL viewing experience for the last 6 years. Get him out of DC. He is a moose-shit head coach. He's only here because of Cam Newton. And Ron Rivera, if you asked him right now to name all 22 starters of last game, I guarantee you he wouldn't be able to fucking do it. He wouldn't be able to fucking do it. This guy played linebacker in the NFL, and he can't even get our linebackers to not look like the worst linebacking core in football. We have the worst linebackers in football. This guy played linebacker in the NFL. You can't even coach those guys up. You played the position yourself. You're an idiot. You're holding us back. Ron, you're fucking clueless. Get out of DC. You stink. Golly. All right, we're done with the fucking Steam Crab segment because now I'm actually getting pissed. This guy stinks. What a terrible coach. Laugh at him. Laugh at this guy while he does nothing during games, while he does nothing during the week to make adjustments, while he says nothing in the media press conferences to make you believe that he knows what the fuck is going on because he doesn't. You never know what's going to go. Well, you never know what's going to happen. There's 10 games left. I'll tell you what's going to happen, Ron. You're going to get fired at the end of the season. That's what's going to happen. You'll be lucky to even get there. You're gone. You might as well have been fired today. Get out of here with that shit, man. Yeah, you never know. We got 10 games left. You never know what's going to happen. Ron, I'll tell you what. You're not going to be the coach of our team in 2024. That I do know. That I do know what's going to happen. You're going to get fucking fired, buddy. You stink. All right. We're going to move. We're going to groove. We're going to talk about the MLB playoffs. Rumor has it, we might have the milkman in the queue. Let's get him up here, folks. Let's get Javon involved. Sure. I think he was letting me get that steamed crabs to myself. You didn't want to come anywhere close to the screen for that.
Yeah, well, maybe a little bit of that. I do also have like a bottom 3 setup of all time that I had to craft in like 5 seconds. So
Dude, you look
A
good.
little bit of that too. But
You look good. You look
we're
sharp.
moving.
Happy to be
We're
here.
moving.
W's.
Yeah, there we go.
We're moving and grooving. Chat. Let's get some W's. We got Javon up in this bitch. We got to go over some MLB. We got to go over some NFL for tonight, Javon. We got about an hour. Plenty of time. I did the recaps. I did this. I did that. I did the steam crabs. I bitched about Ron. Now it's time to get surgical. Now it's time to lock in. You ready?
There you go.
You want to
Let's
do
do
some
it.
MLB playoffs talk? You want to go to Arizona and Philly?
Yeah, let's go there.
Why not us? Why not us? All right. Merrill Kelly on the bump. Aaron Nola on the bump. We'll talk about their prize pick squares in a little bit, or at least Nola's. But Javon, what are your initial thoughts here? We've got the series at 3-2. Okay, we got 2 games left, right? Both are in Philly for the last 2, if there is a game 7 needed, right? Yeah, Red October. That's all you're going to be hearing. That's the only bets you're going to be hearing people take today is Philly, Philly, Philly. And I don't blame them. And they're also minus 185. They should win. Okay, that's why they're almost minus 200. Give me a break. Nola has seemingly stepped up immensely in the playoffs. I mean, he gives me Strasburg vibes in the postseason this year, Javon, with how much he's elevated his game and carried this team on the mound at times. Nola looks great, but Kelly's done that too up there. He's done okay. He's done his job. This total at 8, I feel like that's probably where it should be. What do you think about the ML? Is that about where you thought this would be set with these 2 arms on the bump?
Yeah, just a little bit. The one thing for me in that game, the one thing the Phillies have done well throughout the rest of the series, the whole series, I guess to this point, you could say, they've made adjustments on a lot of these pitchers. I guess second time you've seen him, and even if they've let them see them a third time, so now that they're seeing Merrill Kelly again, I have a little bit of concern because he's a guy who, not just against good lineups, but really any lineups we saw out throughout this year, because he's a pretty fastball dominant guy. If you make adjustments on him, or if you're getting used to seeing him a couple times with all the fastballs he throws, you've been able to hit him. So it's going to be a little different of an approach, I assume, with a shorter leash. They're probably not going to get him to see him 3 times, but twice through can mean a little something. So I do think the Phillies end it tonight in Philly. But, yeah, I don't know if I want to lay the juice on this one.
Do you want to lay the minus 1.5? Have you thought about that?
I wouldn't, only because the D-backs bullpen is pretty rested, having they weren't in any high leverage spots in game 5. So you're going to see, I don't think Ginkel, Sewald, or anybody on the back end there really important pitched in game 5. So I definitely see it being close, relatively low scoring game. Wouldn't be shocked if it ends on the 8. Maybe you get like a 4, I don't know, or not 4, but 5-3. So that it would cover the run line.
You say the one number that you can't say when you say that it's going to end 8. Sure.
Yeah, well, I was initially going to say that maybe it sneaks under and it's like a 4-3. Don't cover the run line, but maybe it ends on the 8 and you get a 5-3. I think it's going to end up somewhere around the number. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
I don't think either offense is really going to explode at some point, but they're going to have an inning or 2 off of both starters.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with you. I'll tell you what, I like the under in the game, but I'm getting some weird vibes, and I'll tell you why. Well, first of all, the splits on the under look great. They're sharp as heck. I mean, 48% of bets, 92% of handle on Bisson for this under in Arizona Philly. I mean, what the heck? People are dropping absolute beluga whales on this under, Javon. So some big bets coming in there. Not seeing the total move too much. Maybe some juice loose on the under here, but nothing crazy. We're not seeing that total down to 7.5 yet. I will say, though, that Nerfy square up on Prize Picks is making me feel a little bit weird about taking the under in this game. I feel like the Nerfy looks free in this game between these 2 good arms, although Merrill has been known to give up an early inning run or 2. Maybe he will give up 1 in the first to Philly. I wouldn't mind backing this Nerfy. I thought that was weird that it was up, and it's giving me, scary vibes about taking this under in general.
Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, these pitchers have been, I guess they look like on the board 2 of the more that you could trust. I know Christian Javier has been great throughout the postseason, but Max Scherzer has gotten rocked last time through against this lineup. So it definitely looks like the easier of the 2 Nerfy squares on the board. So I'm kind of with you. It's a little sketchy what's up.
Okay. Yep, and I think the Nerfy is minus 120 right now in the books. Okay, so it's probably where it should be. Nothing crazy there. Yep. Okay. Any bats that you wanted to target in Arizona and Philly potentially? I know we're probably leaning under, so maybe not a lot of squares we want to take unless we wanted to fade some guys maybe, or maybe some pitcher squares as well. I wanted to talk through that Nola fantasy score too with you, Javon. I know it's a greened out gob, right? It looks like it's a little bit low, but it's also, probably going to be a little bit of a shorter leash for anybody, any of these starters pitching today. Am I overthinking this? Is it a little bit low? What are your thoughts?
I just don't think you can put him much higher in not a do or die game, because it's not game 7, but game 6 with Nola on the bump. Even if he goes out there and throws a gem, I don't know how long they're going to be able to let him ride. And on the other side too, the leash will be relatively quick depending on their plan out of the bullpen. So in the playoffs, I think 32.5 or around there is probably as high as you're going to see. Wheeler's been a couple points higher than that, and that's about it. I don't think we've seen anything.
Okay. So yeah, they're not even going to put it that much higher anyways. The Gen with an interesting cue here. D-backs, second time they're seeing Nola after he just pitched a gem. Do we think they bite in the first 5? I don't know, DeGen. My gut is just screaming under, just a postseason close, not a lot of action. Nail biter in this game 6. I feel like that's going to be my play in this. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to the window back in the Snakes here. As public as Philly is, as much as, that narrative I can get behind makes sense where, I wouldn't mind fading Nola after he just threw a gem against his team. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it because Philly's mojo at home is through the roof. I've never seen a team have this much mojo and confidence playing in front of their home crowd. I don't think in any sport ever. I don't want to fade that. Not even me. Javon, It's scaring me. Oh, we got POD Pete in here. I got a play that's hitting, but you're not going to take it. You won it. I'm in. I'm in. That's called a cliffhanger right there, folks.
Yeah. Talking about Nola too. What if I told you there is the little system that's 5-1 in the playoffs so far that we're seeing again? And I guess it doesn't really have to be pro Nola, but it's a little anti Merrill Kelly when you go to the first earned run allowed, and Merrill Kelly's -115.
No way.
Yeah.
No way. Oh man, is it going to be a Schwarber nuke to lead off the game for the Phils?
Could be.
Could be. Lead off the game for the Phils, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it is getting to the point where it's not the same leash odds-wise as you see in the regular season because they're a little different. Like in the regular season, they usually cut it off at -175, -180. So the Phillies are there, not to the point where they should be favored, but to the point where it's a little less strange that they're favored to score first, to give up the first earned run allowed. Merrill Kelly is. But yeah, it's still a little strange. So I'm in.
What do you think about POD Pete's premium parlay? Phillies ML and Trey Turner get a base knock. I mean, last time he pitched that one, we all chirped, and then it was the freest bet literally to ever exist.
Yeah, I mean, I would hope it's free. What is it?
One grabs to tell me he hates that play. Pete, you know how I feel about that play, man. You're gonna make me say it. You're gonna make me say it. Yeah, I hate that play. Yes, I hate
-185 plus what? -250 or 300.
Pete, I hate that play's guts. That doesn't mean it's not going to hit. I hate everything about that play and what that play stands for. Okay, I do. You know I do, Pete, and I know you just wanted to hear me say it and jinx it, but doesn't mean it's not going to hit. And I'm not going to be fading that entry. I'm not going to be taking freaking D-backs and fading Trey on his less than TB. Although now that I say that, maybe that could be a look, Javon.
Yeah, maybe you're locked in now.
Let's have a day, Pete. Why not us, bro? Pete probably hasn't slept in 4 days with how crazy these freaking baseball games have been. Let's not sleep on the baseball games, folks. I know we got plenty of football, okay? But these series have been insane.
Nuts.
And Javon, we got, game 6. I know it's not, winner take all game 7 for Philly, Arizona yet, but about as close as it can get. And that one's going to be freaking nuts. And then we got Texas, Houston, we're going to talk about here in a moment, which, I mean, that one's giving me goosebumps. And the game hasn't even started yet. It's like 7 hours away. Just thinking about Scherzer going out there, potentially pulling some crazy 2019 Nats drama bullshit. I am so fucking excited for these games tonight, man. Let's finish wrapping up Arizona and Philly, though. You talk about that NOLA fantasy score probably being where it should be. You're not too worried there. Any other batters we want to take? Maybe a Schwarber angle if we're thinking that they give up that first run? If Merrill's -115, Javon, is it going to be a solo shot to start off the game? And we're going to be so pissed at ourselves that we didn't take it.
I don't know if you're going to want to take Schwarber looking at all these charts.
I know, because he's been on absolute fire. He's on a bender right now. Yes.
Yeah. The one thing that's weird to me is he has a half total base with a run square up. That's an interesting combo. We don't see all that often.
Yeah, that's kind of scary. And people are asking in chat, what is that Buff -1.5? So I'm teasing San Francisco tonight with the Bills on Thursday night. Okay, chat. And boots on ground. Me and Javon are going to be up there in Buffalo on Thursday for the Bucks and Bills game, chat. So expect plenty of content there. Javon, I'm assuming you're going to be back in your Bucks in that spot. You might be solo dolo.
I don't know that I want to do
Bucks.
that. I mean, we were boots on ground yesterday, and I couldn't even get myself to push the Bucks button, and I'm glad I didn't. So
Well, you wore the Mike Evans jersey, and now my Megalodon season prospects is great. Appreciate that.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's good at football. I don't know why I faded him. Actually, I knew exactly why I faded him, but it's not going to work. That son of a gun. He's about to get 1,000 yards again. I'm just going to say, he's about to get 1,000 yards again. Yep. He's a beast. Don't sleep on Mike Evans. He's a stud. I can't believe you faded your guy.
Yeah.
Why did we fade your guy?
On the plus side, because I mean, a lot of it was towards the end of the season. See how that plays out. Baker's not going to be the quarterback. He's not going to be the quarterback for very much longer.
Oh, no.
So,
it's getting to that point, huh?
Yeah. We're going to see Kyle Trask very soon.
Oh, my goodness. Okay. Do you think we're going to see him on Thursday?
No, not that soon, but a couple weeks. See how it plays out.
We might be going to Baker Mayfield's last game as a starting QB in the NFL this Thursday. Is that what you're hinting at, maybe?
Not this soon. I say two to 3 weeks. Because I mean, it depends on how well he plays on the road at Buffalo. I don't think that's going to be pretty.
Okay.
So
I don't either. We got a Ron sub bang. Let's freaking go, Ron. Love to see it. He's already given out a bazillion subbies today. W's, Ron. Let me know what you're on tonight for Monday Night Football. Okay, let me know. Love to see it, Ron. Get that energy up for Monday. Okay. Bijan had a hangnail and decided it might mess up his manicure. No, I think Bijan was sick, boys. Bijan was sick. Hate to see it. You can't make it up. Lauren gets the coolest video ever and says what's up to him, and then the guy doesn't even play in the first quarter. We're like, what the fuck is going on here? Cannot make it up. Oh. How was the game, though? I know they didn't pull it out, but how was the game?
That was like it felt like I was watching the TCU Cal Cheez-It Bowl from a couple years ago. That was like it was so bad that it was good. Like I took Ritter to not throw a pick. What does the guy do? 3 fumbles. Like this, it was like a comedy show of errors, and it was hilarious. I couldn't believe that was a real game. And the second, I knew I didn't go in thinking it was going to be a good game. I mean, we took the under. I took the under, and then I went in there, and the second I saw Mr. Beast running the Bucks out of a huddle, I immediately knew this was an absolutely unserious game, and it proved to be true.
I mean, also, we could talk about Mr. Beast looking like he probably could put cleats on and go out there and maybe take a couple reps at QB. I didn't know that guy was a fucking unit.
Yeah. I mean, he was wearing
that guy looked like he could be taking snaps under center if Baker comes out of that game. I was like, for a second, I thought that was like a player. And then I was like, oh, shit, that's actually Mr. Beast in uniform for some reason.
Yeah, full uniform. Pants, socks, cleats, everything, not just the
Did he have a helmet near? Like, was he ready?
He had a helmet in his
hand.
Yeah, he
did
lifting
not.
It up. Yeah, I don't think he put it on, but he had one in his hand. Yeah.
Did he have pads on? Like, was he trying to sneak on that damn field?
Yeah, no shoulder pads. But
that's where he draws the line. The pads, not the tucked in jersey.
The pads were the last straw. Yeah.
The skin tight pants. It wasn't that. It was the pads where he drew the line.
Yeah, okay. I guess so.
All right, Mr. Beast. Well, Mr. Beast 0-1 in Mr. Beast's VIP premium play of the days. The Bucks were kicked. It is what it is. Krabs, mandatory Mr. Beast, Mega Max on Javier, more than hits allowed. Yes, my friend here in chat has been bringing this square up since we started BTL. And I'm down to talk through it real quick. Javon, do we want to wrap up our angles in that first game, though? I know we're probably not extremely dialed into that game one yet, but I think gun to my head, I'm taking that under in the game. And I might even try to get cute and take that Yurfee. Maybe the best play to profit in this first game is to take the Yurfee. You sit back, enjoy it. You watch that first run come through for Philly in the bottom of the first, and then you live bet the under, and you get a better number. Good. I feel like that's probably the best way to make some coins. Because I do think that we're going to get a Yurf, and if you're saying that Merrill Kelly is juicier to give up the first down run in this game than Aaron Nola, I feel like that's got to be the script we follow here.
Yeah, I'd be down to fit those.
Okay. Yeah. All right. The best way to profit in this game is the Yurfee, so not dialed.
Okay, we've said that a couple times already, and it's played out this playoffs.
We have had that play out a little bit. Fingers crossed. We get a Yurfee and an under That's a crazy person wager right there, and it's so crazy it just might work. Okay.
Yep.
W's. We can wrap that up and hop over to game 2 here. Javon, let's cut the shit and take a peep at Javier and his hits allowed square. Obviously, the Astros are the favorite here. Now, this is a very weird series where it does remind me a little bit of 2019 here, Javon, when the Astros and the Nats, the away team, won every single game in the World Series, which was pretty freaking weird. That's happening right now, is it not? Correct me if I'm wrong, but hasn't the away team won every single game in this series?
Yep, everyone.
That is nuts. That's crazy. I mean, they're doing it again. And we know the Astros like hitting on the roads, right? So it's not really surprising, I guess, to hear that happening in this series again, but they're doing it again after 2019. That's wild. Are we going to see that replicate fully here, Javon? Are you willing to put your hard-earned coins on Max Scherzer and the Rangers at plus chick here on the road to steal one and to stay hot? Or are you going to lay it with, old reliable Houston here in the spot?
Still a little undecided, but I do definitely lean with Max Scherzer and the Rangers, not for the purposes of the trend, but no matter how long he goes. And I really don't know what the leash is going to look like for both of these guys, but especially Scherzer, because, probably the second he gets in any sort of trouble with command in the strike zone or giving up any sort of hard contact, he's gone out of this game. But I do think he pitches pretty well. I think you get a big bounce back performance from him. Even despite the low outs lines and everything involved with context, there is some pretty interesting odds on the books for him, I would say. Even though this is a game 7, he's not going to go as long. I was a little shocked to see him at 1.5 earned runs on the books with the line as low as it was for that, like minus 130, which is the same as Aaron Nola, who's going to be going for a while in this game. Again, obviously odd outs discrepancies, but I was expecting a little more on Scherzer's name and odds-wise in this game, even if he was going to get taken out pretty quickly. But
yeah,
I do think that he's going to pitch pretty well and have a bounce-back performance. This is still Max Scherzer, his first game back in a really tough spot against a desperate Astros team, so I'm not going to come out here and say that he was fantastic, because clearly he wasn't, but pretty tough spot to be in. So I'm willing to back him in this spot to pitch a little better. At the same time, just like I've said really since game 2, there's not going to be very many unders in this series. And I don't think there has been one since I said that in the last, 4 games. I think they've all either pushed or gone over.
Yeah.
So once we get into the back end of the bullpens, which a lot of this game is going to be, these are a lot of pitchers that these teams have seen a lot. And this is a game 7, so usually you see high tensions, and you're still going to, and not a very conducive run scoring environment. That's just not the type of series that we've seen so far. And I don't think we're going to see anything less than that. So I think it's going to be back and forth. Definitely give me a little Rangers lean.
I'm with you. I lean Rangers and the over in this game. People in chat saying there are 4 run squares up for Rangers tonight. Yeah, there are.
Yeah.
Javon, that's probably a pretty good sign for the Rangers bats today, huh?
Could be, yeah.
And then we've got the Javier hits allowed square, which, like you said about Scherzer, and, to be completely honest with you, anyone starting today is going to have a shorter leash than they typically would, but especially in this Houston-Texas game 7. Javier, maybe the hits allowed at 3.5 is, all redded out because he's going against, one of the hottest teams in baseball and the Rangers here, but the guy's kind of been dialed, Javon. If they think that maybe he gets pulled, if he starts to struggle at all, I feel like this number would be even lower at like 3 at least for some push equity there. The fact that it's at 3.5 with him having an even shorter leash today, if he gets in any trouble, tells me that he might get rocked a little bit today before he comes out of this game, Javon. Would you mind taking that more than 3.5 hits allowed?
I wouldn't mind taking it, but I also I don't think I've ever seen a 3. This is the floor for any hits allowed, playoffs or not, that I've seen. So you can't put it any lower, really, because anything else would be criminal. So I don't think the line's weird in the slightest, but I wouldn't mind taking it at the same time.
What about his fantasy score? Fading that at 21.
I don't
do
love
have
that.
Starting pitchers up for fantasy score now.
Yeah, I don't love that only because I do think it's, even if he gives up a good amount of hard contact and hits in this game, I think his outs are going to be strikeouts.
Do you?
Yeah.
He is at 4.5 Ks, and he's only cleared that once in his last 3 outings.
Yeah, and against the Rangers too. I mean, first time he didn't hit this, but it was with his fastballs kind of gained some life over the last couple of weeks, end of the season and in the playoffs. If you throw high fastballs to the Rangers, they can't touch it. They physically can't. So like if he has his stuff today, even if he doesn't, to be honest with you, that honestly might work in better favor for his strikeouts. I don't want to fade that.
Okay. That's fair. We got Jay Gucci 323 coming in hot, giving out a subbing. W's, Jay. Appreciate that, beast. Hope you had a great weekend. Hope you're about to cash with us tonight. Plenty of games we're going to be deploying units on left and right. I'm sure we'll have a night sweats tonight as well, folks. So stay tapped in. We'll run Surge after this. Not us, but Trent will run Surge after this. We've got plenty of betting content for your Monday scaries to get you through the day. I know you guys are all back to work today. There's only one way to turn that frown upside down, and that's winners on the sports betting slate. We got you covered today. Don't you guys worry. All right. Javon, I think I want to just kind of square up for Kitch here and maybe take the Rangers on the ML. Is everyone taking them? Is that the play, though, that everyone's giving out? That's kind of what I'm seeing.
Yeah, I haven't really seen much. So
I haven't seen much Astros talk, which is scaring me a little bit. But I mentioned it before the series even started, Javon. There's something different about this Astros team. I feel like they don't have, that moxie that carries the Astros into the World Series when they don't even deserve it at times. I don't know. I feel like they've just taken a step back. Guys like Altuve, though, at the top of the lineup, you got to be worried about him tonight. He's back and dialed in now. That slump is completely gone. He is locked. He's ready to roll. He's back.
They messed him up. They messed up by letting them and
they
him
let
back in this
Altuve get hot. Yeah, they did. They fucked up.
They screwed up. Yeah.
We got more sub bangies coming in hot. We got Ace Play 777 coming in hot with the subby. Love to see it. We got your boy John coming in. Mac Jones Legacies yesterday. Let's go. Your boy John. I'll tell you what. Mac Jones, have a day, kids. Nobody else needed that more than him. Good to see him go out there and get a dub. And Patriots plus 8.5. That had to be just an absolute gift, spoon-fed from the gambling guys.
W wager.
The Bills are just so fraudulent right now. I'm so curious to see how they play in front of us at the game on Thursday, Javon. But
yeah, I
love work to do.
Absolutely love. They're coming off of a disappointing loss. That's awesome.
That's great for your Bucks. Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
If you guys can't tell the sarcasm. It's there. Okay. It looks like Trent is letting the people pick his bet tonight. No way. Whoever has more votes is a team I'll bet on tonight. That's what it's gotten to, huh, Trent? We're just letting the votes count up and deploying there responsibly. Ooh, caked your Survivor. Yes, that's good for my Seahawks Survivor backers this week. We got blessed a little bit. The Bills knocked out probably about half the people remaining. W pick there. Let's freaking go, boys. Let's stay alive. All right. No see next tweets. All right, good. So apparently he's got another tweet. Let's see what he's crafting up over there. Let's see what Trent is building in there. Okay. And yeah, it looks like the Astros right now are winning the poll. We'll see how that one plays out, folks. Okay. W's, Javon, I like that Garcia fade on the Prize Picks board. Am I a lunatic for taking that with how hot he's been?
Yeah, probably a little bit. I'm backing Garcia today. I'm going.
No.
That's my square angle in that game that I'm backing. He's going to stay hot and he's going to cross the plate. That's
real quick before we dive back into Garcia. Look at this tweet from him. He said, "I don't know why I did this. Can I just please take the Rangers?" All right. Well, guys, that means that he doesn't even want to take the Astros if he ends up taking.
Might have to.
Come on. And yeah, next week's Survivor is 2 picks in that Betford Survivor pool. People forget. They throw a little loophole in there. We got to pick 2 winners next week. Holy smokes. As if it wasn't hard enough already. Cannot make it up. Garcia, are you suddenly from Spain? Dude, if you don't get the Garcia joke by now, come on. You're less dialed than freaking Trent right now. Give me a break. I want to fade this Garcia RBI square, Javon. I don't want to fade any other squares from Garcia, but just thought it was weird that was the only one up. And whenever that happens, they typically don't smack. And he's also minus 125 to the less than on the books for his half RBI, Javon. Would not mind fading that, but you're saying that you want to back it and that it's your favorite square that ever exists. And now I'm kind of pissed.
I didn't say that, but he's crossing the plate. It's only that much. It's like it's super green square, and I understand you wanted to fade it, but at the same time, seeing a RBI square in Game 7 of the ALCS is insane in the first place. So
okay, that's a good point.
I don't think I've seen that in the playoffs at all. never mind in Game 7 of a championship series. So who knows? Yeah, I think he still has a pretty solid day, but they also might pitch around him, which that would be more time for him on base, and we'll see what the bottom of the lineup does or the middle of the lineup.
Why
does.
pitch to him right now? Why throw to him?
Exactly. Who knows? There's also no fantasy. That's what I was about to say. No fantasy score up is interesting to me.
So, okay, if I am Dusty Baker and I'm, sitting in my office, this morning trying to figure out how the hell to win this game, one of the first things that pops in my head is probably don't fucking throw strikes to Adolis Garcia right now. He's the hottest hitter on the earth.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, you're probably going to get a steady dose of off speed trying to get him to chase because, people forget yesterday before the Grand Slam, he had a golden sombrero. So that's probably going to be the approach there, which Javier throws a shit ton of fastballs, and you're obviously going to be into the bullpen a good point of this game. A lot of chase. That's what you're going to need.
Rumor has it Garcia not a fan of facing Javier.
Not at all.
Huh. Maybe I'm onto something with this RBI less than square. Maybe it's so crazy it just might work.
The thing is, he's probably going to have 2 ABs against Javier, maybe less. We'll see how it plays out. But
it's a good point. Yeah, he might only get 1.
Yeah, he might only get 1.
Okay. Yep. Great point, Jack. He's probably going to get most of his at-bats against the bullpen, but either way, I just thought it was weird that it was up. But you make a good point. You have a good counter, Javon. It's weird that an RBI square is even up in a Game 7 of the postseason at this point anyways, right?
Yeah.
I'm with you. We got Jay Freed coming in hot with a subby. Love to see it. Love to see it. Fox Sports just tweeted out that Bochy has never lost a Game 7 and Dusty's never won a Game 7. Do with that what you will. Is that true? Is that true? There's no way. There's no way. Did I already miss NFL talk? No, sir. We saved the best for last always. Okay. Loaded bases walk RBI. Malik, if that happens, man, I'm going to hang him up. Me and SBR will just call it and walk off into the sunset because that would stink. That would stink. Has Krabs talked some BS about Hurts being overrated? Yes, I have. But I've also talked about him probably being hurt. So I really didn't light into him that much. I think he's kind of been playing through an injury the last couple of weeks, and he ended up putting a brace on his knee in the second half. Javon, I don't know if you saw that, but Jalen Hurts just does not look right out there. He does not look locked in. This is the best way to say it. I know he clutched up. I know we got him that win late. He did make some good throws there at the end, but he looks hurt, or he looks just a little bit off compared to last season. Do you agree with that or no?
Yeah, a little bit. There's something going on there for sure.
Yeah, and I really didn't roast him that much because I really think it's an injury. And him putting that brace on in the second half kind of confirms that. There's got to be something going on there. So, yeah, we got to do a QB tiers list. We're going to try to do that this week. Back to Malik. We've actually already got that ready to roll. So maybe we'll do that tomorrow or Wednesday. But definitely need to do a QB tiers list 100%. All right. Dubs, chats, talking about it's a Stros. I don't know, man. I don't know if it's a Stros tonight. I think it's got to be Max Scherzer with his back against the wall. Max Scherzer probably hasn't blinked in 3 days. Like, that's the kind of mentality he's on right now. This guy knows he fucked up in the last start. He probably bitched and begged coach to let him go out there and start for the week before it, and then he finally gets a chance to, and he blows it. I would not want to fade Max Scherzer the second time around. You'd have to be a crazy person to do that, in my opinion. He's just wired differently. He might not be a human being. This is not a person you want to fade twice in a row and expect success. All right, we backed him last time. We got burned there a little bit. I'm willing to go back to him, although I am seeing that line move and groove up to -130 for Houston on the ML, Javon. So the line is moving towards Houston's. Although we are seeing a good amount of bets on Houston this game. We're getting 55% of bets, 67% of handle on Houston ML right now on Bisson. So, I mean, they're being bets. Not surprised there after Scherzer's last start and how Javier's been pitching. But we might have to fade those narratives today, folks. Might have to. This guy, coin moves, keeping it simple, Javon. He is old and I'm fading. Okay. Short and sweet. All right. Tempo and pace there, my man. I don't know. Green Book, boosting Simeon. I mean, Simeon stinks.
Yeah, he sucks.
I'm just going to say he stinks.
Yep.
I would not be taking that boost. All right. Any prize pick squares in this game, Javon, you want to back? Is there a way to take Schurz?
I mean, you could take his fantasy score. It's just that I just don't know how long he can go.
Because this is like the one team where I don't want to lean into the strikeouts angle because it's
Yeah.
Houston and they're the kings of
Definitely
putting the
not.
ball in play, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not really rushing to take that. You know, he has that pitching out square up. That's super sus because, I mean, he's going to have the shortest of leashes today. Maybe it's just that fantasy score. And we just back him to go out there and just get outs, do his job. Maybe mix in some strikeouts. Maybe he gets, 3 or 4 and ends up pushing there. Maybe he ends up going a little bit longer. But now that I'm talking through that, I mean, wouldn't it make more sense to go with the strikeouts or pitching outs if he's going to need both those to happen anyways to hit his fantasy score?
Yeah, I mean, in all likelihood, he probably needs something because this is not like a normal regular season fantasy score. Because, like, I don't think he's going to go 6. I mean, even if that's a quality start. Even
He
if
ain't
he
going 6.
goes out and
He ain't going
shoves,
6.
he ain't going 6. No quality start. He needs to go 5 to be even considered for the win. But we already think that anarchy is going to happen in the bullpen after that.
Yes. So fantasy score is probably not even the way to go. Is it just his pitching outs?
Could be just his pitching outs.
Have we seen any bumpage on his pitching outs? Chat, have you guys seen this getting moved and grooved around on the Prize Picks board at all? Very curious. We've gotten some movement there. That might be the play, folks. I really don't want to back Scherzer on his strikeouts against Houston. And I don't know if fantasy score is going to help us out much at all. If he's not getting a win or a quality start, he's probably not even going to be in the game in the 5th inning anyways.
Yeah.
But in the end of the 4th inning, or maybe he does close out 4. Maybe he does close out 5 and he gets in, gets out. I don't know. It looks like Javier's pitching outs are juiced to the less than 12.5 as well. I wish they had the earned run square up. I do. They don't have it. I know. I wish it was up. It's not. They also have the Javier walk square up, Javon. I don't know if that's making you feel any type of way.
Definitely does.
What does it make you think?
I think he's walking too.
You think he's walking too?
Yeah.
Okay. We got to keep that one in our back pocket. We got to get the people Prize Picks winner today, man. It's been a couple days. We do. We need it. All right, chat. They've also got that Dubon strikeout up against Scherzer. That's interesting. It's probably only going to get 1 at bat, maybe 2 against him tonight, though. A lot of hits, runs, RBIs up there, Javon, especially in game 2. Any of those guys stick out to you? Maybe Evan Carter with no PFP? Maybe Abreu, maybe Dubon getting active with that hit, run, RBIs? I mean, is that a little bit weird to see all these GOATs, all these big names, and then you got Mauricio Dubon down there, also 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs?
Oh, you know what stands out to me just taking a look at the board?
What?
How many Rangers do you see there compared to how many Astros?
Yeah, I'm seeing some Stros. That's for sure.
Why? You know why?
Why do you think?
It's not why I think, but why I know is because you look at the board, they're all too high to be listed there. Like Adolis is at 2.5. So like whenever you're at 2.5, it's plus money to the over. Same with Seager. Same with a lot of these guys. Like even Semion's at minus 145 to the over for his hit run RBI. So just looking at a quick stroll through the board, it's interesting that there's that much of a discrepancy.
Wow. That's something that makes me want to take the Rangers even more. Okay, you're saying the reason why you're not seeing any freaking 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs up there for those boys is because they're too damn juiced to the over on the books, or they're at 2.5. Holy smokes. Okay.
Yeah, because even when I look at like the Astros prices, like are not even in like bettable range for what they put on the board, but like they're not really even close. Like you really hit the cutoff of like minus 135, minus 140. Jordan's only minus 120 to go over this. Like Altuve is minus 120. I mean, it's interesting because this was the same relative price stuff that we were seeing in Houston the first couple games.
Oh, Nelly. Well, are we fading him today? There's no way we can do that.
We're not fading him. No, don't even think about that. But
Come on. Not even, you don't even want to do it a little bit?
No, I don't.
Dudes.
No.
As you guys keep speaking about the Rangers, I like them more and more. Same with me, dude. I'll be honest with you. I came into BTL not even really knowing what I liked in that game. I feel like a lot of people are in that same headspace with that game. I mean, it's sus to say the least. That game it's going to be incredible. I mean, it's going to be Scherzer turning into a freaking alien and probably going out there and doing better than people expect. Javier probably going to be a strikeout machine. Maybe he has a couple mistakes. Maybe we see a couple nukes fly on those mistakes. But overall, he might pitch a little bit better than people expect. But as soon as those starters come out and these bullpens are in the game, it could get weird between these two teams, Javon. We could see some late runs. We could see some teams blowing leads over and over again. I wish I could take like a more than lead changes in this game. That'd be a cool little prop bet to take because I think you're going to see some weird shit happen in this Rangers and Houston game set. I love BTL, but we get no love on YouTube, but I know we appreciate you guys. Caleb, you're a fucking beast, dude. I appreciate you watching on YouTube, my man. And I can see you. I can get your messages in here, my man. I'm not just looking at the Twitch chat, all right? If you guys are watching on YouTube, we don't forget about you, all right? We know you're there. We appreciate you guys watching. All we ask is that for the squad ride towards the end, hop in the Twitch chat so you can vote for the squad ride, okay? Because we got to keep that train moving, guys. Haven't lost one of those in a little bit. Coming off a little push on Friday and a nice little sweep this weekend on squad rides, Javon. Great work. I know it was against your Horned Frogs, and they got absolutely obliterated. And then the Ravens took care of business too on Sunday.
There's a reason why I let that one in the poll, man. It was not looking good, boys.
Nope. That was air. Some might call it. Literal air. Okay. Did we address that Dusty has never won a Game 7 and Bochy has never lost a Game 7? Yes, we did. That's the only thing hindering me from wanting to deploy on the Rangers tonight. That is sketch. But I'll tell you what, if that's the propaganda that the sports books and co are promoting out there today, maybe they're putting that out there to get you to want to bet on Houston. You ever think about that one?
Yeah, they do that pretty often. But decent point here because we're talking about these props from the other side, or I guess the other game being weird. It's not that like Javier shouldn't be favored because obviously that's what we look for, but minus 190 is hefty.
Jeez.
Hefty. That's a fat price even for a home pitcher. So, I mean, usually you see like the minus 140 to minus 160, depending on how close the game is. Minus 190 is a lot. So something's going on with both of these games.
And I'll tell you what. Yes, I completely agree. That's weird as shit. And that makes me want to take freaking Texas ML and take the Yurfie in this game. But why does the Yurfie square up on Prize Picks for this game too? I feel like the Yurfie looks air in this game. Maybe it doesn't as much because you do have Javier has been pitching well recently and you got big name Scherzer. But, I mean, Scherzer got rocked in his last start. Maybe it doesn't look as easy as I'm thinking, Javon, but I feel like it does. I feel like the Yurfie looks like a free square in the second game. I feel like the Nerfie looks like a free square in the first game.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a clean inning from these guys to start, and then we see a little random explosion off of Javier to start, I guess. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. That might be it, folks. It might be a Nerfie just by looking at why these are up. And then we get top of the second. Rangers runs galore. Maybe a couple. They might put up a couple there. Minus 195 they are to score first. That is kind of crazy, right?
That's a lot, yeah.
That's
you don't even get those, like, when you have, like, just an example, like the Rockies playing the Dodgers at home in Coors, like, you're rarely going to see it priced that hefty for, like, whoever goes on the mound for the Rockies to get the first round against the Dodgers. That's how weird that one is, too.
Ooh, they got home run combos up on Prize Picks now. No way. No way. We got to go check those out. Adolis home run plus 185.
Yeah, he's very short today. Very short.
But he's been hitting nicks. I mean, he's been.
Yeah, yes.
He's been hitting nicks. All right. Here is a long message from TMC. You think the sports books would post that thinking that the average sports bettor would instantly bet the Astros when they just said the manager has never won a game? I would think otherwise personally, just a thought. Yeah, you're probably right. I'm thinking more of my contrarian mindset here. Maybe that would make more people want to take Bochy and the Rangers. Maybe they're trying to even up that handle a little bit because I'm seeing almost 70% of handle on the Astros ML right now. Only about 33% of handle on the Rangers ML. Maybe they're trying to even up those handle splits in a game where nobody fucking knows who's going to come out on top in this one. It's going to be bonkers. I mean, I saw a video, Javon, and Max Scherzer getting ready to pitch in 2019 where he just sat in the dugout by himself about 30 minutes before the game and just did nothing, said no words. He just moved around like a bull, like being a freak. Like he was like fucking getting angry and like squeezing his head and like moving his head up like this. I'm like, this guy is not even a human being. He's like a bull in a cage about to get let out. Like that's what he turns into before games. Do you guys realize how much of a baseball nut Max Scherzer is? You don't think he's going to go out there and compete a little bit more than he did in that first start back in over a month? Come on, guys. This is Max fucking Scherzer we're talking about right now. One of the greatest pitchers of our generation. One of the greatest pitchers of all time, I'd even say. He's on that long list. Not short list. He's on that long list. You're telling me he's not going to go out there and compete? Man, you guys got some bigger stones than me if you're willing to bet that. I can't. I've seen this guy prove odds makers, prove faders wrong, prove doubters wrong for the last 15 years almost. The dude is different. Okay? Scherzer, he's going to come out hot and overperform a little bit. Not saying he's going to throw a complete game shutout. If he does that, I'd be even more shocked. But he's going to go out there and compete, Javon. But as soon as he comes out, and as soon as both these bullpens are in, I don't think we have a single clue about what's going to happen in this game.
Nah, it's going to be chaos, I think.
It's going to be
I'm fine with.
It's going to be bonkers, chat. My goodness. It all comes back to the graphic, huh? It might.
Yep. Hey, you're probably going to see that guy today. See little Dane Dunning.
Are they going to piggyback Dane with Scherzer again? Oh, God.
It might have to. I mean, honestly, they
kidding
probably
me.
should. They probably should.
Loic, we're going to run this tomorrow. We'll do a little NBA craft test. Javon, bring a couple squares. I got a couple in mind as well. And we'll throw together a little NBA geyser for the people. I know we're more CPB guys, but we got to get a little NBA season guy out there for the people. Okay.
Yeah, get a little fun splits. Why not?
Yeah, why not us? 100%. And guys, make sure you lock in your Steph Curry more than half a point. Good, so we can pull up that tweet too. No rush, but definitely make sure you guys take advantage of these. I'm not going to call them free squares, but these, very dope promo squares that Prize Picks gives out. And don't get me wrong, guys. Yeah, we promote Prize Picks or whatever, but they also bless with these freaking reboots, and they bless with these, more than half point squares like no other. Okay. Don't forget about this one. Make sure you lock this in before tomorrow. We'll remind you guys tomorrow too, but they are giving out a freebie, Steph Square. And I'm not saying I like Steph's actual points square in the game, but gotta lock this one in. Javon, we got to find something nasty. Maybe we can beg him to put up Aaron Judge's home runs odds for next year's MLB season. We can fade that with this. That could work.
That's crazy.
That could work. Let me see if I can make a call. Maybe they can get those up for me. Maybe take Aaron Judge less than 44.5 home runs for the season, and then Steph Curry more than half a point in the opener. What do you think?
Unreal. What if they put it higher this year?
What if they put it higher this year?
Yeah.
If they put it higher,
he would have soared if he didn't miss however long.
Yeah, but they also baked those injuries into that line too. They knew he was getting hurt.
Oh yeah, I know that.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I will not be surprised if it's a little bit higher this year. I would not be surprised if it's in the high 40s this year because, number one, they know people aren't – besides me, nobody's taking that fucking less than. Give me a break. And they know that they're trying to get people to take a higher number. But I would not be surprised if it's higher, Javon. But if it's in the 50s, I mean, I won't be fading it at all. It won't be in the 50s, but if it is, I won't be fading it at all. If it's in the high 40s, I will run it back. Confirmed.
Fair.
You have my word.
Fair.
I will run it back. Okay. If it's lower or at 44.5, Javon, I will probably have my largest Prize Picks entry of all time on that game. Okay.
Yep.
Chat, let's move and groove on to Monday Night Football. We've got some pigskin to talk about here, folks. San Fran versus Min. All right, Javon, you talked about the 49ers all last week, talking about how much you liked them, and I can definitely get on board with it. I do think they take care of business and cover and win tonight. I think I'm going to get cheeky with it, though, here and tease them back down to -0.5 and pair it with the Bills on Thursday Night Football, where we'll be boots on ground, chat. So that's probably my angle, but I do see San Fran spread up there for you, Javon. Is this true? You're still laying the number here with these boys.
Yeah, I'll still lay a number, which it kind of goes along with – I also have Kittle in there, which This is a Vikings team that blitzes at the highest rate in the NFL. Brock Purdy is the best quarterback against the blitz, and who's the number one wide receiver pass catcher, I guess you could say, who gets the most or the highest increase in targets when Brock Purdy is thrown against the blitz? George Kittle. So, like, I think he has a massive increase in volume today, especially with no Devo. A lot of people have been trying to think that Ayuk is going to be the guy to step in directly, which I don't disagree with. I still think he's going to get his, but I like George Kittle in this spot. And overall, I like the Niners offense against the scheme here, which this is really going to be a Kyle Shanahan game. I think you're going to be seeing a lot of adjustments on his end. So, like, I do think that the personnel sets up pretty well for the 49ers offense to have a good game. I think it's going to be a little slow. I don't think they're going to go out there and drop 40 on their head or anything, but I think at the end of the day, it's going to be a Shanahan masterclass offensively in this game and beating the defensive schemes, which realistically, I mean, the Vikings defense, for all the shit that gets talked about it hasn't been nearly as bad. I know they've been playing some mediocre at best offenses the last handful of weeks, but they've been hanging in there. It's like, I don't think they're going to get dominated today, but I think at the end of the day, this 49ers offense, even when not healthy, is going to be a little too much.
I agree. I hate that it's gotten all the way up to 7, and now we're starting to see maybe a speck of pullback here, Javon, but maybe there's just an influx of Vikings tickets. I feel like the Vikings at +7 look like the fakest sharp play of the week. Not going to lie.
Yeah.
We are seeing some up arrows, some W green up arrows next to the spreads for these splits here, Javon, on the Vikings, but they're still not very public. We need to see that number get up a little higher. Although, will we ever see the 49ers not as a public team with how good they fucking are? I feel like they're always going to be public every single week.
Yeah, I'm not too concerned about that either, because literally everybody's seen the tweets at this point from 50 different people. The public got destroyed yesterday on every single public play, minus like 1. So I really don't care what's going on with this game.
That's a good point. It is Public Monday. People forget. Okay, maybe they'll get blessed after getting absolutely destroyed yesterday and on Saturday, but mainly yesterday. Crushed. Finally, we grubbed on the NFL board, boys. Hope you guys have been tailing. Hope you guys have been listening. Trent Williams out. Yeah, that's no bueno. Not going to lie, because that guy pretty much counts as 2 linemen. He is the greatest lineman I've ever watched in my entire life. He is so fucking awesome. Can we talk about Waller? Oh, you want to talk about Waller?
Yeah, I saw this in chat. We have the, what is it, 100, like over 1.5 to 100-yard games, right?
Yeah,
season-long entries. He had 98.
Yeah, he's been sniffing it.
98.
Dude, add that to the fucking list of reasons why Ron Rivera should get fired. I don't even know how it's his fault, but it is. It is somehow.
I'll write it down.
He had a 98 piece against the Manders this past week. Also, we had the first touchdown for the Giants in over a month. Are you guys aware about that? Are you guys hip that the Giants didn't score a touchdown for over a month? That's and then Tyrod Taylor, in the first quarter of the game, walks down like it's against a bunch of peewee kids or maybe even middle schoolers and, takes care of business and finds Waller right in the end zone like they've been trying to do for the last month and a half. How does Jack Del Rio and Ron Rivera, how do they sleep at night? Straight up. Like, how did they look themselves in a mirror after what they've done over the past 6 years? How do they not wake up in the morning and say, damn, I have really not done anything I have not brought anything to the table to help make this team better. I don't get it. Like, zero self-awareness. Do they think they're doing their jobs? Like, if I asked Ron Rivera right now, are you doing a good job head coaching of the Manders? Would he look me in the eyes and say, yeah? Are they clueless? Because everyone else sees it. They really did. I saw Rivera and Trell getting a beer out. Okay, get that shit off the screen. Get it out of here. Last thing I need to hear is Trell's name after talking about the Manders. Come on. Golly.
Unreal.
I mean, Javon, I'd literally rather have, get him off the screen, Goots. I'm going to lose it. I'm going to headbutt my monitor. I'm going to headbutt it. And BTL will be over if I see another picture of that dumbass with his arms crossed. Imagine standing like this for 7 years thinking you're a good head coach. I might just come on BTL tomorrow like this and just not say anything and just be like this. And Javon, you could just talk the whole time. Maybe that'll work.
Unreal.
Like, where is the accountability? The people around him, the executives, the people who are making sure that the head coach does his job. Where is the accountability?
Also,
All right,
completely unrelated. I don't know why this guy's in here bitching about fading the Buckeyes. I don't think we've done that. Didn't we talk about Ohio State all week?
Yeah, we said Ohio State all week.
Literally all week. We said
Yeah,
that
that
even
was the
before
fun.
the week started. We were talking about the look-ahead lines the week before, talking about Penn
Yeah,
State and having a shot in that game. What are we
Yeah.
talking about?
Yeah. Ohio State's, they showed some hearts in that game. The under was free. I wish I took it.
Yeah, it was air.
Golly. Those defenses showed up. Okay. All right, chats. We've got about 12 minutes. Let's finish up talking about this NFL game. Like I said, I'm going to be teasing the 49ers back to -0.5 on the Blue Book with the Bills -1.5 on Thursday. And if they don't come through when they're on boots on ground and can't win that game by 2 against your Bucs, Javon, then the Bills really are fraudulent. And you missed the beginning of the intro. We went over a couple teams, a couple angles that are fraudulent. The Bills were up there. They were, as they should be. So if they can't beat your Bucs on Thursday when we're there, that's going to be a problem. Okay? And we'll find out. But, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do a little two-piece tease guy there. Javon, he's got a bigger sack than me today. He's just laying it with the 7 on a public Monday after they got crushed this weekend. And I tip my cap. I don't blame you one bit. I definitely lean that way too. Okay?
Yep.
Any prize pick squares in this game for tonight? We got a Hunter sack square, leads the league in sacks. Okay. Two Wavy did his job today. He brought his square that he knew I was going to get excited about and take. Let's fucking go, Two Wavy. Let's go, my man. Yes. Chat, be more like Two Wavy. Be more like him. Hell yeah, we're taking that. I've only got burned on one sack square ever when I'm fading a nasty one that's up there. Now, granted, it was very embarrassing. It was the Khalil Mack one where he had a sack on the first drive. But besides that, guys, these sack squares have been looking pretty decent when we fade the nasty ones. And if he's leading the league in sacks, but he's got to go against this line without Trent Williams, wow. That looks so easy to take that more than, huh? Yep, go ahead and flip that motherfucker and fade it. We're taking the less than. Love it. Love that square. Yes. That just made my day. I'm going to nuke that. Javon, you got any other squares, bro?
I mean, I'm taking Kittle. That's my favorite square in the game by far. But, yeah, that'll be a solo mission for you on the fade and Daniel Hunter. Unreal. That's pretty green. Crab's cake. Potentials. Yeah, GG. You are muted. Caked. Goats are indeed muted. But yeah, that's definitely my square for this game. We're going Kittle. Like I said, he's the guy who's seen the biggest increase of targets against the blitz. They're going to be seeing a shit ton of blitz from the Vikings. So that's my square. I know our man in chat is screaming about the coverages. I don't think it really matters today. It's a little different. It's not the same game plan when you don't have Deebo involved in those coverages and you're short one of the best linemen in the league. Some could argue the best left tackle in the league. So it's going to be different. He's bouncing back from really everybody had a shit game against the Browns in that defense, but he's going to bounce back and see a big jump in target share is what I think. Fantasy score or which? I do like the yards. I like the yards, but fantasy score is not a terrible option either. I just don't think – I think in the red zone it's going to be a little different of an approach. I just think down the field for the rest of the drives or for the majority of the drives, it's going to be Kittle and chunk plays. I don't know why I hate doing yards. Is that weird? For some guys, yeah, certainly. And yeah, I know the tight end weekend narrative. I don't hate buying into that because it is his whole shtick. You know, he's going to want to get involved. But yeah, I'm sticking with him. I don't really care about a boost or anything for these games, especially, again, after we talked about Sunday. Yesterday was a public bloodbath. I'm not really too concerned about fading boost or whatever today. He's not in it by himself, so I'm perfectly fine with that. 49ers also been in lockdown against tight ends, so it could be Hawkinson selling other side of the boost. So I'm cool with that. And I'm going with Kittle yards.
Tens.
Yep.
Please. Let's fucking go. Keep going.
Back. Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Dubs. What did I miss? My computer literally just exploded and I'm back now.
Not much. Just talking
Sure.
about George Kittle.
Yep. You like his fantasy score today? That's probably your favorite square?
No, I'm taking his yards.
Oh, you're going yards. 48 and a
Doing
half.
yards. 48 and a half, yep.
Okay. Maybe he'll have a fuck the Vikings shirt on under his jersey and he'll get 3 tutties today. It's either
Yeah.
I feel like it's either Kittle goes absolutely off and is an absolute beast and the best tight end of the week in fantasy football, or he doesn't have a single catch and he's just blocking and he's not even really playing.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be one or the other.
And I feel like I'm legally obligated to bring this up before we get the squad ride done, Javon. What about Kirk throwing a pick tonight? You think Kirk throws a pick? People are talking about, oh, he's actually changed his ways. He's 2-1 on Monday Night Football in his last 3. Maybe Kirk's back. Maybe they get a win here today. I think Kirk plays absolutely terrible. I think maybe even the team total under for the Vikings might be the look here. I don't think they're going to be able to score or do anything. And I thought about maybe taking the more than punts square, Javon, for Ryan Wright, but I thought that would be at like 5 or 5.5, although I don't know how high they can really make it. The fact that it's only at 4.5 there tells me that maybe it's going to be a turnover from Kirk that gives the 49ers some pretty good field position here. I would not mind backing him to throw a pick against the best defense in football tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're going to be trailing, and he's going to have to do a lot with his arm while trailing without, obviously, his best receiver that he's been missing for a couple weeks now. So I wouldn't be mad at that in the slightest.
Okay. What about KJ Osborne to score a goal?
I think KJ Osborne has a pretty solid day today.
Bro,
Might not be scoring a goal like Aho, but he's I wouldn't mind backing him if we're talking about the prize picks board either.
Oh, man. The Jen's next tweets. Didn't decide on a pick. I have dinner later, but I'm on Madison to get exactly 38 yards as the POD. Yep, I can see it too. It's coming, 100%. All right, chats. Let's get the squad ride votes in here. Javon, I know there's hockey on today. I know you've taken a peep at it. Any plays that people need to know about?
I mean, I took a stab. It's not one that I love, but I took a stab on Montreal on the road against Buffalo, who they're in a super weird spot where they're going to be starting a little roll on a week here against some tough opponents. I think they're going to New Jersey next, if I'm not mistaken there. This Canadian team is going to be pesky in this matchup. They're starting to get to a point where the Sabres look like they've figured it out a little bit. I mean, defensively, they've been much better than the last handful of games. We took them against the Lightning in that game, which surprisingly was a much lower scoring game than it had been for the last 50 times they've met. Just taking a stab at the dog here with Montreal. I think you have Comrie in net again, who played over the weekend and looked absolutely solid. I think that regresses a little bit. I think Canadians are going to be pesky. So give me the plus 165.
All right. Oh, you're taking the ML.
Yeah, I think it's going to be no in between with this game.
Okay, they either win or get destroyed. All right.
Yeah.
Do you want to put that in the squad ride votes?
That's your call. We'll see what we have. But
Okay.
Strange game for sure.
Yep. Well, you want to put the 49ers in there -7?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll go San Fran -7. I think we'll put Montreal in there for now. We'll see. I mean, we're probably going to need plays today. To be honest with you.
We might need them.
Baseball, I think we go. Do you want to go Scherzer more than 13 pitching outs on there?
Yeah. I'm down to put that in there.
Scherzer more than 13 pitching outs?
Yep.
Okay. Dubs, do we want to go Rangers ML? Have we gotten to that point yet where we can give that out? Are we confident enough?
I'm down to put it in.
All right, let's take it. I like that better than taking the over or the under in that game. I kind of like the over, but with that total coming down and it is a playoff game, I've just been kind of scared about taking overs in general. So I think we go Texas ML. And then what do you want to play in Arizona, Philly?
I don't know that I have a play in that game. It's like I want to take the under, but it feels like the couple times that we've done it where we're like, there's going to be a blitz of runs early, and then we take the live under. It's ended up right on the line.
I know, dude, and I love that angle, but we can't put that angle in. Or I don't know how we would put that angle in squad rods. unless you wanted to take the frickin' Yurfie in that game. Or we could just take the under in the game, under 8. We could go with either of those. Kelly
Could be
first
down
earned
this
run. Ooh.
Phillies to score first.
Javon, why don't we do Phillies to score first?
You can do that. I'm in.
Yeah? What are the odds on that?
I'm doing a quick little check now.
Yeah, Philly to score first. That could be it, chats. As we get some sub banks coming in late. Love to see it, folks. We got Sumo Nasty coming in with a subby. We got Juju Pellets. Definitely mispronounced that one, but coming in with a 2-month subby. Love to see it. All right. I think we go Philly to score first.
Yeah, I'm seeing -110.
Sure. I'm in. All right. Chat 5 plays for the squad ride. This is going to be a 1-minute vote. So hurry up. Go, 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 go. Get your votes in. Hurry up. Go. We got Montreal ML on the ice. We're going 49ers laying 7 on the spread. We got Scherzer more than 13 pitching outs tonight. Texas ML on the diamonds and Philly to score first in game 1. Don't sleep on that play, folks. Get your votes in. Hurry up. Go, go, go. And drop in chat after you vote what your favorite play is. I want to see in chat what my sharp boys love on Monday's slate. All right? We're not nuking anything today. It's only Monday. The week is young, okay? And the games are nasty. I think some of these are better for viewing pleasure than for nukes, in my opinion, especially the Rangers game. But that doesn't mean we can't sprink and bank and find some plus chicken value on the Rangers ML. Or maybe even take Scherzer to pitch pretty well today with his more than 13 pitching outs, chat. Hurry up and get those votes in. Go, go, go.
Yep.
Get him in.
W's.
We got Malik coming in, giving out a subby. Let's go, Malik. And get your votes in. Hurry up. And shocker, it's going to be the 49ers laying 7. I like this play on a public Monday. They might be getting some bets right now, Javon. I don't even give a hoot. We got the green up arrows on the Vikings, and we've got Brock Purdy, who's going to put on an absolute clinic, a masterclass tonight, if you will, against his Vikings defense. I'm in.
Let's do it.
I like it. W's chats. I do like that teaser. What about Phillies Niners parlay? Yeah, keep the Phillies ML out of my slips today, folks, if I'm being completely honest with you. The ways I'd play that game would be the year fee and then live betting the under. I think I'm going to go ahead and do that in that first game. Is be patient, bet the year fee on Prize Picks, and then take the live under on the books after we get some first inning runs. Okay?
Here we go.
W's chats. Don't sleep on that Brock Purdy more than 1.5 passing touchdowns.
Yeah, don't sleep.
Today, chat. We cannot let that one go under the rug. Don't sleep.
Yep.
All right,
100%.
Javon. W's, we're going 49ers, laying 7 tonight, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow, same time, same place. We'll be seeing.